let us do a part two for this lovely late IHP show with your favorite 5D mystic here, direct communicator. As we concluded, you can always be kind, loving, and direct, and more. So I'm sure some of you, if you tuned into the other late IHP show where healthy self-worth says no, you might be like, well, that's not loving, kind. But see, when you're a direct communicator with healthy self-worth, it's the capacity to be in a nervous system that is not in your sympathetic. Okay, so that's why it won't come across for those who are healthy self-worth people. So those who understand what it means to be in a nervous system, I'm going to just get straight to what we were chit-chatting because it's a part two. Your embodied brain, your nervous system, so am I. So when you're a restorative embodiment, that means that you have this beautiful capacity to be blissful and you're having fun, but you also have what is called a capacity to be, how do I use these words? I'm trying to think, because see, healthy self-worth people, our 0-1-year-old is not trying to attach to you. I'm not panicking. I will not be nervous. The only time I'm going to get nervous is if I need to pass the test of if I'm your friend. That's how it works for healthy self-worth, which is an exciting. It's not a, oh my God, I'm dying. No, it's like, ooh, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? Now, when we are sad, that will happen because, oh, they don't like me. They're like a 4-year-old or a 1-year-old or 3-year-old, you know, like a child, we will be sad, but it won't be dramatic, which is why we don't have sagas with twin flame or flames or soulmates. Okay, so self-empowered woman here knows what no means and knows how to use this lovely integrated brain. Okay, so when somebody says you're not the one, this is not something that takes away the worth of a woman. In my case, it's like, okay, no, it doesn't. I can be sad and upset because that's the actual organic emotion for connection, but it's not tragic because I have a window of welcome for my emotional plane because I've learned easily, me, Maria, the host here, to be a grown-up because my trauma charges were only my child parts that we all have because I'm a differentiated 3-year-old. I have no shame or blame or guilt, none of that, no envy or jealousy, no low self-esteem. Means I learned how to be a confident person I chose as a teenager. Jesus helped, God helped, and in fact, being humble right here. It won't look like humble, which is where I know this already. As a teenager, I was told that they thought I was cocky because I was confident, is what I said to my friends. Me, I'm not a snob. I'm not better than you, but I'm not going to be friends with people who I don't like. Why would I be friends with someone that I don't enjoy time with? This makes no logical sense. It's not about emotions. It's not personal. That's how I got told it's not personal. So, you know, growing up, very easy. And as I noticed the video, I'm uploading another one as we're talking. So in case it's a little choppy, you know why. But back to us. So healthy self-worth knows to those who are ignorant of their own embodied brain and therefore don't navigate a restorative embodiment, they will see in not a 5D Christ consciousness brain. They won't know how to be objective. They won't know how to be both Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob personalities because they won't have the integration of the brain. It's left and right. Default mode network down regulated. When I look at you, I have no trauma charges in my brain. I'm not afraid of what you're going to tell me. I'm not going to feel awkward when you inform me of something you don't like. If somebody I like informs me of something they don't like, I might get sad, and then that's about it. I won't get mad because I'm not going to try to correct you if you don't like me. That sounds ridiculous. Imposing my presence upon you. It's time, 24 hours. No, that's not nice. So here's the part of where anger is about correction. The only time I'll get angry is maybe, just maybe, yeah, no, I don't usually get angry. The few times it has happened, I was a child, and then it was professionally speaking. But with my relationships, it's social time. I'm not going to get angry about something. I might stand in my ventral vagal and spell out to you what I think, and that might look like anger, but it won't be because my hippocampus is not saturated with cortisol, because I know what it feels like since when I was younger. My lovely brain did work with a little bit of anger, because it's when I noticed it getting fuzzy as I would have political debates, since I chose politics as my bachelor's. Said, okay, you can't have the fuzzy because you already don't remember regurgitation of information. Imagine if you're doing a speech and you get like this. So I knew that to have effective argumentations for professional reasons, not social time. Social time, no. Which is why I don't talk to the people who want to have argumentation, because I'm enjoying myself and you're making it into schoolwork, and I'm not here to be in school, and I'm not a politician right now with you either. So, there's a time and a place, and I chose not to do that. Okay, so that's another area. When I do see people getting very, not just passionate, but angry, I'm like, okay, this is seriously, you're not even in the polls. Like, go run for whatever office you want instead of being here doing what to me seems like gossip and a waste of time. But long story short, what I was trying to get to is a person who does not have healthy self-worth, they will not know healthy boundaries. So they will look at somebody like me and they will think that I'm being a snoot and a snob like my teenage friends did, which I don't really care about, because I learned from my teenage friends that it's not true. It's because you have low self-esteem that you're uncomfortable with me being able to speak to you in your face. And so when I've had people say things that I'm like, oh, I'm like, well, that's their opinion. It's not personal. And as I got older, that's why I don't get angry. I don't get sad unless it's like, oh, I really did want to build that snowman, snow woman, and snow they, but they don't want to build a snowman with me. So, it's okay. And that's why we don't have betrayal trauma that we need to heal from. We don't have self-worth trauma that we need to heal from. Who's we? The empowered women and the empowered men and the empowered theys. Now, some people, they go to good therapy and they get here too. It's called being an emotionally aware person, which is why we do personal development here and self-help. And I support people with attachment trauma information, but I'm not here to talk about the heavy lifting. I'm here to talk about how it is to have emotional window welcome and thought welcome, the inner growth mindset. So once you're in the infinite higher human conscious potential experience of you, here's healthy self-worth, which is why we don't have shame and we don't have the best friend of guilt. Because again, the minute that I'm in the presence of a nervous system that is basically desperate, manipulative, in shame, or grandiosity for that matter, you can be controlling and angry, or desperate and manipulative. In either cases, I'm perceiving your nervous system, because my brain is not looking at you with low self-esteem. I don't have trauma charges. I'm an emotionally mature, functional adult who's going to spell out to you from a ventral vagal state, not interested. Think of how to answer a person who is, by the way, because usually, people that will talk to you in certain ways, they will be either, people that are from your circle. I've had plenty of that practice, and that's between avoidant, ambivalent, disorganized, you name it, maladaptive child behavior. All I think is, thank goodness I'm attachment trauma informed, so that I can avoid looking in their eyes, avoid engaging with any of it. Just allow the 3-year-old to speak, leave it alone, and once they're done, you're not a friend for me, or you're not a match, and there you go. It's great and dandy, because that way a healthy self-worth person doesn't have to attend to any of what is really projection that could be handled in a therapist seat, but that people will go and do the drinking, the fucking, the drugging, and what else? Whatever self-soothing mechanism they decide they want to do, which makes me think of Pinocchio with ears. So healthy self-worth person, I care about people who want to heal trauma. That's why we're here for those people. They're going to go do emotional lifting, not projection. Okay, so what I'm talking about are instances where you meet people who are tipsy, and they're tipsy for reasons of their own. I don't even know the story, but I am using some beautiful experience. It gives me always the chance to share a story. Okay, so again, when you are a healthy self-worth woman, you won't be mean or rude in the sense of I'm upset in my sympathetic at you. That's what I mean. But on the external, of course, I'm going to seem like I'm being mean and rude to a person who's being rejected. Meaning, yes, I don't want to be friends with you. So when presented to, but that's mean and rude or not nice, you say, well, you know what, you're right. But at the same time, I'm not interested or intrigued, so I will repeat myself. You're correct, you're human. You deserve to be said hello to, but to call yourself my friend or say that we're going to become friends, you're again coming into space that I did think I made clear that I wasn't interested in becoming friends in the first place, and your tipsiness isn't going to make a difference to me. Actually, it's because you're tipsy that you have the capacity to be a direct communicator. So, this is where it ends. Thank you so much for pointing out to me something that I did notice that I will present again. We don't want to be mean, but if some people want to try to impose, we're going to have to say no. Tune in.